Let's move next to DeAndre Ayton to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
So DeAndre Ayton is signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, or at least I think that deal is done, right? Like it's gone final.
I have to see if the Lakers tweeted out.
My read is that if it's not final, it's going final, right? That feels like where this is going. He has signed for, what is it? It's 2 years, like 19 million or something. 2 years, 17 million. 2 years, 16.6 to be exact. After that buyout with the Portland Trailblazers, we talked about this a little bit when the team came to the decision in Portland to remove DeAndre Ayton from the roster and buy him out. It seems like Ayton took 10 million off of the number for the Blazers to get to a different situation. He's going to make something like 8 or 9 million this year from the Los Angeles Lakers. Look, I think that this is probably as good as the Lakers could have done given the situation. I would rather have both Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton than Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, like, I believe that they would have had access to the mini mid-level with Dorian Finney-Smith had they decided to go this route. And in theory, I guess that you could have tried to, do LaRavia into the mini mid-level, and then it would be basically DeAndre Ayton for Dorian Finney-Smith. I think that you can make a case either way there, given their need at the center position. I think Finney-Smith is a better player for like a team that's ostensibly trying to win right now than DeAndre Ayton is, but they desperately needed a big, like in the worst possible way. So I don't have like too strong of an opinion here on whether this is the right move or the wrong move. I just am very curious to watch how this all unfolds, because I would genuinely very strongly hope that DeAndre Ayton sees this as his last chance to get like a real payday at the very least, if not just outright to, be part of a winning team as a winning player. And because that's what it is. Like, this is his last shot, in my opinion. Otherwise, he's going to be on minimums if he like fucks this up in a way. I would hope that he understands this situation and goes in and plays exceptionally hard and does all of the things that he is supposed to do. There have been stretches of his career where we have seen that. I point to the third year, particularly in Phoenix, where they went to the NBA Finals, and he basically did exactly what he was asked. He was very good defensively in the playoffs that year, and he was also somebody that consistently ran hard to the rim in the playoffs that year. After that, it got real funky, and the attention to detail, I think it's fair to say, did not always line up with what his skill set could bring in terms of running the court hard in transition consistently, setting screens that made contact consistently, being willing to roll all the way hard to the rim as opposed to like short rolling into that like little mid-range area where he gets his little, 15 footer that he likes and can make. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say he can't make them, but this is a dude that has like better tools at the center position to be a rim runner than anybody in the league. And now he's playing with Luka, who is better at finding those players than anybody in the league, basically. If he just runs hard to the rim like he did with Chris Paul, he will find his way into a 16 and 11 points per game, rebounds per game kind of role with the Lakers. But man, I am excited to see the interactions with him and JJ Redick, because there is some real comedy potential here between JJ and DeAndre Ayton. JJ seems a bit high strung. Let's go with. Seems a bit on edge a lot of the time. And DeAndre Ayton very rarely seems like that is the case. And a lot of the little eccentricities, we'll say, to be kind to DeAndre in his game, are the kinds of things that JJ Redick, being very detail oriented, I think might genuinely lose his mind about. So, Bryce, where are you at on the DeAndre Ayton to the Los Angeles Lakers signing?
Yeah, I mean, and they also brought back Jackson Hayes, which I'm sure will help JJ's blood pressure just as much. Listen, I think you're right. Like, I think DeAndre could have a monster year. And the thing is, it's not just Luka. We always bring up Luka. LeBron is one of the best court mappers our game has ever seen. And Austin Reeves isn't too shabby as a pick and roll partner, passer, etc. either. So DeAndre Ayton will not play a minute. I would guess he plays very few minutes this next season without at least one of those three guys on the court. And so for DeAndre, like, do you want to thrive? Do you want to turn down that player option next offseason and get a real payday? And to me, for him to do that is pretty simple. You just outlined it all. Rebound the basketball, especially defensively, run as hard as you can to the rim, catch lobs, or in the half court, set real screens and then sprint to the rim. And then whenever the defense is playing it in a certain way, then you get to show off your short roll stuff. You get to hit a mid-range jumper whenever they're putting on 2 on Luka. Maybe you can step out and hit some of your pick and pop stuff in those situations as well. If you want to shoot a couple threes every once in a while. You know, he's never taken, last year was the most at 0.8, like not really a floor spacer, but maybe you get one every once in a while. So I just, if he buys into it, Sam, I think this can be real successful. If he doesn't, I mean, it's going to be a disaster because the role is very simple and it's not post isolations. It's not throw it to you in the mid post and let you go to work. If that's what he wants and that's what he's going there for, this is probably going to end not so well. But I made the joke a week ago. Who was the best center on the roster? LeBron James was my joke. DeAndre Ayton is better at center than LeBron James if he'll do the things we're talking about. And so this could be a huge win for the Lakers if he'll come in with the right mindset.
Yeah, I agree. If he comes in with the right mindset, DeAndre Ayton could be like an 18-12 guy next year.
Yeah.
If he comes in with the right mindset, like it's really the key. Does he come in and decide, okay, I'm going to do the right things. I'm going to run back in transition consistently. I'm going to make sure I'm available. When he's at the rim, he can be an impediment at the basket. There are moments where he's not, where he chooses not to make rotations on the weak side and everything, but like he is big enough to consistently make an impact there. It's a significant upgrade on Jackson Hayes. Like we can't even begin to discuss. It is a significant upgrade on Jackson Hayes. So in that vein, the Lakers center position is way better than it was. Again, though, like DeAndre Ayton took, basically like 1.5 jumpers outside of 16 feet per game and made, I don't know, I'm like doing quick math, 17 out of 84 of them from outside of 16 feet. So sorry, he took 2 of them per game. And that's pretty awful. You can't really live with those shots, right? So if he's in that, 3 to 15 foot range and like taking a little floater, taking like a, push shot or a mid-range jumper, I'm fine with that. Like, I think that's reasonable, but it really is the motor for me. Like he needs to bring it every night and needs to consistently showcase it. And I think there's a chance he will, because you look through all of the statements DeAndre Ayton has made. Like he said, like, what's the most important thing to you? Like, getting a second contract. Right. And I think there's a chance with this being a contract year where he can go play as well as he possibly can, go do his thing, and then hit the market again in a free agency market that will be much better next season. There is a chance he really does this well and performs well and is exactly what the Lakers need. It's just such a big delta in terms of what it could be. Like this could be the Lakers feel like they need to move him by midseason because JJ Redick is going gray and they're like losing their minds trying to get him engaged and stuff. Like, or it could be that he's amazing and he's exactly what they needed. He's the perfect rim runner for Luka, and they seem to somehow have a connection. Like it could go any number of ways is what makes this such an interesting get for the Lakers.
And I think what makes it interesting for the Lakers, for DeAndre, is he's young enough to sign a multi-year deal if he shows all of this. He will just turn 27 here. I think it's like in 2 or 3 weeks. And so as a 27-year-old hitting the market next year, let's say he averages 16 and 11, 17 and 11, something like that. Like he buys into all the things we're talking about. He's not all defense, but he plays physical. He makes rotations, plays with verticality, averages 7 or 8 defensive rebounds every night, catches these lobs, stays out of, just 1 or 2 jumpers a game, but otherwise he's rim running, doing his thing. That's attractive to the Lakers, Sam. Like, I don't know what the mechanism would be if he turns down his player option to then sign there long-term, but maybe he's their guy long-term, right? We're talking about them needing a long-term answer at center. Maybe he's the guy. It doesn't have to be somebody, some other team, but at 27 years old, hitting the market off a season like that, like he could cash in with a multi-year deal, not just like 1+1s and stuff like that. He could go out and get a 3 or 4 year deal at his age, and he just got to go. And I'm with you. I'm leaning into, I think he's going to do it. Like, it seems like somebody at the point of in his career where it's like, dude, you just got bought out. Like, you just got told to go away in Portland. And now here's a chance with the freaking Lakers and Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves to really go out and not just make a payday, Sam, but if he plays that well, we're talking about a top 4 team in the West, right? Like, if he's this guy, we're not picking them over OKC, but a healthy Lakers team with this version of DeAndre Ayton has to be top 6 at the very least, right?
Definitely. If he comes in and plays really hard and is like the guy that he can be, I think they are just a straight playoff team for sure.
So, I mean, that's a huge opportunity for DeAndre Ayton whenever you're talking about just having gotten bought out. So I hope he takes advantage of it just for his sake and the sake of watching fun basketball.
I couldn't agree more. Like, I really hope that he takes advantage of it, because this is a real opportunity for him, is the reality. Like, he has a chance to be exactly what they need and has a chance to resuscitate and re-energize his own career. Like, he is still somehow only 26 years old. He turns 27 at some point this month, right? Like, there's still a lot of time here for DeAndre Ayton to get to where he has to go and become what he is capable of being. But this is the chance here. Like, this is the one.
Yep.
And I hope that he recognizes it. I hope that everybody around him recognizes it and motivates him to become the player he's capable of at the end of the day. So the other thing I will note with the Lakers, I like this drastically more than the Mark Williams alternative as well. Like, getting DeAndre Ayton on a buyout for $9 million a year, $8.5 million a year, whatever it's going to work out to being, is so much better. So much better for the Lakers than paying Dalton Connect a first-round pick swap and a first-round pick for Mark Williams. Like, they have real flexibility now to be able to go out and like make another move at some point. And I'll be honest, like, defensively, I don't see a whole lot of difference between Mark Williams and DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre in general. I know that this year he only played 40 games, but like, DeAndre will miss time throughout the course of the season. Like, he obviously had the weird, like, what was it? The like 25 game suspension or whatever. And I think it was 2022, if memory serves, but like 67 games in 2023, 69 games in 2021. He played 55 in Portland last year, but they kind of shut that down early again. Right. Like, DeAndre is not nearly as much of a health concern as Mark Williams is either. So I'm intrigued to see where the DeAndre Ayton experience goes with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I will watch every Lakers game, because my goodness, the JJ Redick, DeAndre Ayton interactions have a real chance to be just like absolutely incredible.
Yes, it will be amazing.